They're on ten,
They do it
just before 10 Sally.
They're going down?
Yeah.
I've been down.
Yeah? Well, why not they on the hill?
Don't even begin to grin, it's not funny.
No, I know it's not, yeah.
I can't even figure walk, within 5 feet of my leach field, water just smashes out of the ground. I got a guy who's coming up tomorrow on a camera, he's telling me the sun's no good anyway. Seems like the river was going over it yesterday, 8 hours.
Well, look at your leach field, you said?
Yeah. I filmed this whole action yesterday on that road. I don't know if it's gonna take a state court, the governor, or what. Estes Pond's gonna go. They filled the banks in on the side of that, all they did is make a bigger, deeper pool, and when it goes, it backs up the culvert, feeding it. And that's just gushing down the road. Adds everything, and it ends up in my yard. At 12 o'clock yesterday, I get it on film. It started, made its way across the road, and then it's downhill from there. Last night at 8 o'clock, I was getting worried the water, with all the erosion. It started out with a downhill pitch. By 8 o'clock last night, my landscape in front of my house was getting more level. So the water was building up. I thought it was going to make its way to the basement windows.
Do you feel it's Estes Pond that's doing all this?
I don't feel it is.
You do have a right to sue it.
I have to sue nobody because I called the state and they said it all starts with these gentlemen. Then it goes to Chris, and then it goes to talking to him and making him. You guys have the right to go in there with an excavator and get that pond open and get that water flowing down through the woods. It says it on the statute.
I don't think we do.
The size of public works.
So,
I mean, it was Niagara, when Chris replaced the culvert, I see the effort, and all the guys that did as much as they could do, building a hole and catching the water, but the culvert can only move so much water. They was overfilling, after a while it just started blowing over that and just coming down the right side of the ground road, going into the brook that's there. And that personally, I think that'll be cleaned out, because erosion over the years, it's still the brook bed up. So that big culvert they put in 20 years ago, it ain't as big as it was. That'll be cleaned out.
You should have like a spill off over on the other side that heads down towards the woods. Would that help you any, or is it just like the whole thing builds up and then comes right towards you, right?
Yeah. Starting at the top of the hill from Scott, and then there's a mountain there.
Of course,
Everything comes downhill, but
yeah.
you just have to find a place at the bottom of the runway to put it. And it just ends up in my yard, and yesterday was the worst. You ever seen my yard? 80 feet of driveway was gone. It's 3 feet deep. So I'll probably take good little triaxle, little small, and fill that back in. Again, for the 6th time.
when did he alter it recently?
No.
When did he do all the work? When was that done?
This is the summer.
No, when it's Estes.
Oh, Estes, I don't know. It was there when I moved in.
Okay.
I was gonna buy that house 2 years
Here's
ago.
the
There was
reason
just
we
a
done it.
little water hole there in the stream, and
As far as I know, that's always been like that.
I was trying to get a hold of you guys. You guys wasn't nobody's working, of course. I know you guys ain't here all the time. I realize that, but I was trying to get someone up there to see it as it was going on, see where the start of the event started.
I saw,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I didn't see you there. You were there.
I didn't see the worst of it, but, although I don't think the pond was a major contributor, a lot of it's coming right outside of the mountain. Coming down the other side of the road, and it's a massive amount, you can't get out through the culverts across the road. And so it builds up, and eventually it goes across the road, and I guess in front of your house.
Oh, yeah, it's coming in from everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm talking about yesterday, where he replaced the first culvert on crossing Scott. That water was just blowing right up and over the hole he made. And, I thought I was gonna hold it, I was keeping an eye on it, and I thought we had it, but as the day went on, it just lost it.
Yeah, it just never
I
stopped.
looked across the street from my house, I see the pond developing, and I'm like, The culverts he put by my house, they was working full max, and the water was just blowing right out of them before. But they just, still so much water behind it. You know?
Too much, they couldn't handle it.
No.
Right?
Yeah, it's coming down the road.
Down the road, and
Over the road, and
over the road, and going on any side behind, you know, so, there was a lot of water in a short period of time. I mean,
No, I know, I woke up 3 o'clock yesterday morning, I didn't even see the cars on my doorstep.
yeah,
It wasn't raindrops, it looked like just a steady stream of water coming down the sky.
yeah.
There was a haze, I couldn't see the cars, only had, it lasted about 10 minutes, but there was a lot of water at once.
So here's a, I don't know, called, Houston Self-During Operation of Surface Water Flow. So if you feel like it is him, but you gotta prove it.
I'm just saying it's adding to it. Rest of it's probably another big culvert. I had the road engineered and box culvert put in or something. That's where that other round culvert is, the old one they put in 20 years ago, 15 years ago. What were you guys thinking?
About,
The ground road, the situation.
we had a lot of water, that's what I'm thinking, a lot of water. Everybody's the same, everybody, like I said, I know it's flooded out, you know? We just have a lot of water in a short period of time. You know, the whole state's the same way.
same problem over there on, Pigeon Brook Road, isn't it?
This is real bad.
Got a driveway out.
We contacted MMA, Maine Municipal Association, and if we can do anything for you. But
Who?
Maine Municipal Association, it's kind of like a legal council. Municipality.
You guys think you're gonna try to do any more ditching or do something, or?
Probably will, essentially. I mean, you've been right up straight too, that's why.
I realize that. This is going on non-stop, it don't matter if we have a 1 inch of rain, it seems like it's,
Yeah, it helped after you
Yeah.
fixed it, didn't it?
yeah, we had one good rain there once, well, last week. That one there, that was a mild, steady rain, it wasn't downpour as a
Right,
this time.
yeah.
But this time, that water, I've never seen, we did it for 8 hours yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
The last few times it's done it, 4 or 5 times it's done it. I caught it and then it, it came and went. So it happened, it washed the driveway out and then it messed for a couple hours. Yesterday was just non-stop. The water just kept coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's where's this water all coming from? But,
Yeah.
Justin, I think we need more drainage. Bigger culvert.
The phone trying to get a road after, or we had his pond, or
No,
what's
it
going
might be,
on?
Stanley, his house is looking up the road. Just a few feet up there is a big culvert, that's the big one you put in, right?
They put in 2 right from his house, there's an 8, I don't remember if it's a 15 or an 18, and then the one above it's 18, I think. Might be
The,
2 foot, I can't remember.
but the water is coming from up the hill more, I mean, look out the right in the woods and there's pines up there. Two or three good strikes. I think I was there maybe 20 minutes. When I first got there, you couldn't even see where the water was going into the big culvert. It was going right over it. Within about 10, 15 minutes, it had dropped enough so you could see the whirlpool, it was really bad. But it just, there's a massive amount of water coming down over the hill. And it was, didn't seem like it was as bad as last year.
When he was there, actually, while me, you and Gary was standing there,
Yeah.
that was mild, it actually receded.
Yeah,
And then after
it
you
was
left,
dropping
last
quickly.
night, we had another burst of rain, all of a sudden the road filled up again, even where the same spot me and Gary was standing out in the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was all underwater again, I thought, here we go again. They did that for about an hour, and then it shut off, and they just stopped. But they came down through there yesterday, they had the last 4 or 5 times. It's going down the side of the road, it's going through my yard.
So it doesn't take it long to, say when we were there, it was dropping quickly.
2 o'clock yesterday, I went to Scott, and that
Yeah.
told it,
If it went up over the road again with just within a half hour, it doesn't take it long to rain and for it to wash down over the hill, collect, fill up. I don't know what the long-term solution is, but I suspect it's going to be bigger culverts at some point, I don't know. Re-engineering how the water flows, directing it along the side of the road. There are a number of places where it's washing out along the side of the road. Hope this is not the new normal.
I hope so, I can't even live there now, I probably have to end up having a porta potty put out in front.
Would digging a pond help?
And you can't, there's way too much water to store.
I was just thinking to spread it out, you know, so instead of going up a foot, it goes up an inch or 2.
Massive amounts of water, there's a pretty good pond that formed just to the right, is the low spot there.
Well, that's my land, I think you're talking about.
Yeah, I call it the salt landing where they logged.
Yeah,
The
that's
way
it.
it's all flat in there now, that fills right up in water.
Yeah, there's a lot of water collection there, and, there was enough that it looked like a stream flow, you could see it
Yeah.
flowing down over the hill.
I'm thinking that helps hold the water back, because at least it spreads out.
It would collect some, but,
Yeah. I just, throw that in there as a, whatever, possibility.
yeah, I'm not a hydrologist, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I suspect the answer would be a huge culvert somewhere in there, that allows all the water that comes down over the hill to go under the road, out into the woods.
Tomorrow I'm
And
gonna walk the brook.
the guy's pond, the only thing he could do is maybe put a spillway up there that directs overflow down into the
Well, this
woods.
time around, there wasn't so much water coming out of Scott's Pond, see, that's what I'm saying. They put a swirl in there, they raised up the roadside embankment, okay, so that raised the pond up, and his pond was actually flowing over the end of it, like he designed it.
Yeah.
Cause, when I went out in the woods, wow, there's a little waterfall there, so that's working, so it was all set, and then 2 o'clock came, and everything started flooding out. I went up there, and the culvert feeding that pond, from the right side of the ground rail, you got 2 little streams coming out of the woods there, feeding that culvert, before.
Yeah.
Well, that canal fell out, and that started blowing over and going down toward Kelly Brook, the main brook, the big culvert. That was already full,
Yeah.
so this skims over and goes down on Joe's saw landing there, and heads right down through the bushes and ends up down with the 2 culverts by my house. Of course, they ain't enough to transfer it, and they was full.
So, yeah, it's,
How long have you lived there, Rich?
3 years, first 2 years, they didn't do it.
Just seems to be all this.
And then all of a sudden last year, 2 days before Christmas, ran. I went to the store and come back and had no yard, but it wasn't that bad. Then the second, third storm, and I'm like, where's all this water coming from? Something's gonna be washed out somewhere. But tomorrow, I'm gonna take time, I'm gonna walk the brook up to the forest up there and see if something's washed out, or 2 brooks are made into one now, or what, maybe that's what's happened. But I'm just saying that it's a larger amount of water than the main culvert on Brown Road that don't handle it. So it comes down toward my house, and those 2 down my house, they can't handle it.
I was wondering if there was a way up above, like you were saying, just to get, divert it off before it even interchanges.
I would say, go past my house, and after the second culvert he put in, go to the right, and the landowners property, it's all marsh, and there's water there year round. Dig a trench, throw another big culvert in, another main big culvert. You know, 4 or 5 footer or something. It's just ungodly, it's just unbearable. Last night I thought the whole house, the whole landscape was just gonna flood it. I went down underneath my shed and down around the house, if we get it designed, but in the front, it's like, with all the, my driveway's filling in all the low spots, and landscaping's getting level as it goes. Eventually, this is gonna make it for my basement windows. Yes, it was horrible, I know that. It was non-stop.
We're scared.
Mhm.
We're scared in my house.
So you got the main brook, Kelly Brook, above my house, runs out back of my house, and goes up by Scott. He's dumping into it. You got the big culvert, the main culvert, Kelly Brook. I personally think that's gotta be, someone that's gotta get in there and clean up the mouth of those culverts, that culvert. There's so much erosion's going in that brook, it's raised the brook bed. So you go up and it's like the culvert ain't really wide open like it was the day they put it in place, you know? It's filled in over the years.
Silt and all that.
Yeah.
And I even went in there and raked all the leaves out.
No, she did
All
down
the
the
way
one,
down.
she did the one down by my house, the small one. That was just bad. No.
Yep. Yeah, okay. What's happening? Where did we set our backup generator? Where we stand on that?
Well, I don't think the donated generator from, Cumberland County is gonna do anything, but we need to be prepared. And I think it was the winter of 2016 or 17, we had a problem with the furnace. And, temperature in here got pretty cold. And I was, had 2 space heaters, and one here, middle here, and one down in the old part. And carrying jerry cans of, kerosene in them to keep the heat on overnight. It was a really cold night. And I think we have to be prepared to maybe do something like that. If the power goes out.
Now, ideally, we would also want something to run the pumps that circulate the water through the system.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Should we do you think of getting a new generator and stuff like
I think a small one would be enough to run a couple of, what do they call them, salamanders.
You do run that light and the heater, yeah.
But I don't know what it would take to run, what it would, and you guys look and see what it's gonna take to, you'd have to tap into the, circuit to run the, circulating pump. Cause that's what happened last winter, was when the power went out,
Yeah.
The water stopped circulating, and these particular units right here,
Yeah.
on this end of the building, have open air vents.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's why it goes up.
That's what the code says, you're gonna have fresh air, right? So they let fresh air in, and that fresh air freezes the unit up. And, but if you can keep the water moving in it, I think it will be all right. Keep it moving.
I wonder if you can look into grant for FEMA.
Well, winter's here, we've already done.
Yeah, for now, yeah. We bought a, was it last summer? No,
Doesn't take much.
no, it was $1,500 for, I don't know what wattage it is, it's a pretty good sized generator.
Yeah.
That was it. We had yesterday we had trees, 2 refrigerators, my stove, running off it, and they didn't even touch it, you know, they didn't even draw it down. Got that from Lowe's.
Yeah.
One more question, is anybody gonna bring up some gravel from my driveway, or is it on me?
You take Chris.
Well, I talked to him earlier today, and I told him I'd be up either today or tomorrow to get the end of the driveway fixed and whatnot.
The road washed out there quite a bit, and this is gonna take, that's all fragile, like, little use out of it, so I'm letting you know. Chunk of tires just falling apart there, and someone's gonna, my truck's parked there now, so I can't use my yard, but when I move my truck, a couple of those people drive 60 in that road, they're gonna hit that pothole in front of my house, it's gonna be an accident there.
You'll be up there tomorrow.
It's all busted up anyways.
Yeah, sounds like we gotta get to the root cause of,
I wish y'all, maybe you guys would come up there and walk that with me, see it there. I can't live there, like, what are we supposed to do? I didn't plan the house structure, and I didn't know anything about flooding up there. And they didn't flood the first 2 years, I didn't think there was any trouble with flooding up there, there's so many brooks and streams, and,
you think it
you know, so it just started happening. Even on small stones. Last summer, there's only a 5-minute shower up there, all of a sudden the driveway's gone. You know? It's like, geez, it must have rained high up on Douglas Mountain. You know, maybe someone moved the brook, made a brook up on the mountain, I don't know. Even a small
maybe
stone.
somehow up in the woods to get diverted somehow, that's what I'm thinking, you know, so.
Yeah, they logged it, but it didn't seem to log it a while after that, and all of a sudden, last Christmas, it just started doing that. I was shocked, I was like, what's this for? It's never done this before, where's this water coming from?
All the clouds, raining a lot, that's the issue.
That's the issue. Yeah.
It's, somebody thought we had over 6 inches.
No, we just had, yeah, we had 6, 7 inches, but it definitely rained. Of course, all the stuff, you started walking the driveway out, and stuff came down at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it was violent, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, Olin keeps rain gauge, and said it recorded over 6 inches.
Yeah.
I think I talked to him about 4:30, 5 o'clock last night. It's a lot of rain, you know, and it just runs off the land, and you have to find a place to go. And these last 2 years have been unusual. So you can go 15, 20 years and not have a problem, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, I know, I remember 2 years ago I moved in there, the state was in a drought. They considered us in a drought.
Yeah.
I know the brook out back was mostly dry all the time, and it was like, well, I was hoping to fish it, and I was disappointed, there wasn't much water in it. Now it's full all the time.
Careful where you wish for it.
Yeah.
Well, I think they say if you have anything more than over 2 to 3 inches of rain at a time, you're gonna have flooding. So triple that with what we had yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Bad news.
So,
I don't know what the answer is. We're gonna check with the legal department to see what our liability is. But I don't know.
I'm just saying the start of it is, that pond is holding that water in his culvert he put in,
Yeah, but
it's holding it back.
Quite honestly, that's not the issue. I mean, there's not enough water in the pond to have a problem. Water runs into the pond and over the pond, and it's just water coming from uphill. It's what it is.
It goes in, and it comes out.
Yeah, it is, and the only thing you could do differently is maybe, put a spillway in, so that when the pond overflowed, it went back into the woods further, instead of running it
Yeah,
back onto the
that's
road.
what they did yesterday.
And, but beyond that, you know, once the rain builds up, it's coming. And,
I know.
and to me, it looked like
the majority of it was coming down the side of the road, and, when the culprits couldn't handle it to divert it, it spilled over in front of your house, unfortunately.
Yeah, Joe.
I believe there is a state hydrologist, and I wonder if somebody called him, he might be willing to come and look at the situation.
Maybe, yeah, but,
You know, the state has these people. Put them to work, doesn't cost us anything.
yeah, yeah. Get something for our tax dollars, huh?
I also noticed, Chris, did you go down and look at the Pigeon Brook, bridge down there, or?
On River Road? When I went over it last night, when I left, it was over the road.
Yeah, okay.
That one, beyond Jeremy,
Yeah,
that one,
yeah.
that one ain't gonna handle too much.
I thought for sure it was gonna be a Sunday River deal, like Freeman Road did years
Yeah.
ago. I thought for sure, when I went over it, I said, oh boy, I probably shouldn't have driven over that. That was, they were like 2 6-foot culverts.
Yeah.
They were right over, just over.
It was blasting out, but I think I was there about, it was after I left you, After I left you, I went down to check the river road, see what that was, it was over the road.
Yep.
And I walked over and looked, and it looked to me like it was starting to eat away between the two pipes, but I don't know.
Probably is. It's done it before. Yeah. Yeah, I went over it, I don't know, I guess it was about 6 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
It was still raining, but it was close to the end of the rain,
Yeah.
and it was still well over the
The
road.
rest of River Road was supposed to be dicey too.
The dirt section was underwater too, the whole thing. That low spot, after you get off that top, on this end.
Yeah.
You get off that top,
Yeah.
and there's that little low.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's probably 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet.
Yeah.
That was nothing but a puddle. Probably 2, 3 inches of water all the way across almost the whole thing, all the way until you start to climb the hill.
Yeah.
I went through it with my limit, but I kept thinking, I'm not gonna make it.
Probably should have driven the truck.
What size culverts are those, down in Arbor?
Those are 2 5s.
Those are two fives?
Yeah, they're twin 5s.
They were probably that far from the top.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
And that's with the dam holding it.
Yeah, well, the one must have damn,
I was gonna say, I bet you was well over. Was it up into the field yet?
yeah,
My goodness, yeah.
yeah, I guess,
Cause if yours will flood into the field, you got a little bit of reservoir there, hold it back.
yeah, it's going way up to the field, and it's always wet. So,
Yours that's gonna happen on yours eventually.
I believe so.
They're
More storms
gonna
up
be
there.
downstream.
Yeah. Sorry, people, hold on.
You've been really screwed this storm with the tree down.
Yeah.
What's your first name again?
Richard.
Rich, I'm sorry that we don't have an immediate answer for you, but, it's one of those things, that we're gonna have to work on is, there's that place, that's on Pigeon Brook Road, where we washed out a driveway. I drove up on, Saddleback Road this morning, a lot of washouts there, and narrow spots, and big ruts, and everything, it's everywhere. You may have, I don't know, maybe the worst of it. What about North Baldwin today?
Oh, Mountain Road and Savard was impassable.
Yeah.
The guy that bought Henderson's old place at the top of it, Mountain Road, he still can't get home.
Yeah.
Not because of us. I wanna make that clear.
In that big,
CMP.
big car?
Yeah, yeah, CMP's deal.
Oh,
Fires down.
Yeah, the tree, the big pine tree, I guess.
Well, it's not-
I don't know which side it came from. I guess it's on wires, overhanging the road, about 10 alley somewhere.
Does any of you guys, Chris, do you know how we get our power on my street? Where it comes in?
It would come in from 113, I would
That's
think.
what we all thought, there was a wire down there this morning, I thought it was telephone, but everybody told me it was power. I drove over that, Woods house, the first one on the street, and I came back, the wire was gone, I guess they done in and fixed it, but I guess what it sounds like, they forgot to flip the switch. We still
Wow,
don't
or
have
either that,
power.
they just cut the wire out of the way.
That's what I thought too.
That's what they've done, like Saddleback up on Douglas Mountain, that's all they did yesterday.
That's what I thought too, I didn't see it up in the air tonight.
All they did was go
Snip.
and kick it out of the way,
Come back later.
come back later and fix it,
There's a
get the road opened up.
Yeah.
big tree on the power lines this afternoon, I think it's still there on River Road.
Yeah.
The other end of it, closer to the other.
As far as I know, River Road still has a tree on the wires, Senator Black Road still has a tree on the wires, and Wigan Road still has a tree on the wires, and Mountain Road still has a tree on the wires.
There's one down 113 with a horse farm, a big one.
Last I knew.
And the guy was up in the bucket and started working on it, and his truck shut off. They had to use a deep backup pump to get him down out of the gutter.
I even if I.
And they was working on it, I go by.
I came back from,
That's the flag I told them.
Scarborough about 2:00, I think, and they just left it. Trees still across the wires and the crew were gone, I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, there's some companies, they only work in like truck drivers, they only work so many hours, right?
I don't know what the deal is. It's still down. Sure, somebody's impacted by that, but, I don't know. I don't know where the power comes from.
No, alright.
I'm sorry you have a problem.
You got power?
Well, I'm trying to figure out how do I keep a leak scale in this home?
I don't know.
Well, this obviously runway water.
Power comes from?
Route 11.
Through water.
And when we construct and pump it, comes in.
Mine comes 113 to Route 11, and comes across Route 11, and it comes up one hill.
I'm not a hydrologist or
Alright, yeah.
know anything about that, but, I mean, I can go take a look and see what's going on, but that's about it.
Yeah, I
I'm
want
not sure I can offer you a solution.
I'd suggest, I don't know, big culverts, I guess. One more big one or something. I don't know. Because across the street is wet all year long, I know, I realize that,
Yeah.
and, you know, all it trickles down through there. And you get bad something, place, no trees really.
And I suspect there's a bigger culvert in here in the future now, but I'm not sure it's going to be right away.
Joe, if you had that dug up, like there where it's wet, it could be another fire pond, the dry hydrant.
You better plan to take it beside the back of home.
I know.
Yeah, my feeling about water is not necessarily to speed it on its way, to cause more damage downstream,
Right.
but
Right.
to see how to kind of spread it out and hold it back. You know, it's
Yeah.
like why they put in grass and bushes and stuff and, hold water
Oh,
down.
yeah, yeah.
You know, just slow things down so it doesn't run through.
Right, right.
That's the answer, beaver.
Beaver.
Chris is calling, kidding me.
The state is recommending to us, landowners now, when we log, to drop trees in the stream.
Really?
Hold streams back. And it's better for the fishing too.
Right, yeah. That's why I say beaver dams are good.
Yeah.
They, get rid of trouble out of it. Huh. They never used to let their fall trees in the brook or anything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's what to do.
No, I'm sorry for you.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Everybody's laughing.
Yeah. All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Maybe we'll do it on that front. Beneficial.
Everybody was laughing about it.
Well, that's because I'd laugh if it was my situation too.
Can't do anything else.
That's right, might as well.
I mean, it's like I'm looking out and my patio's under a river going, like, oh my God, all my plants, I was like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, fortunately, one time they did that and it washed the whole driveway out, but they didn't do that this time, thank God. know.
Well, they're not unique,
Yeah.
you know, the whole state.
Well, I walk up to Mike and Lori J's twice a day, and I do it rain or shine. I mean, and so like yesterday morning, I was out there walking, and by the afternoon when I went up there, I mean, it's blowing like crazy, and the rain's coming down. You would not have believed the waterfalls that were coming down off that hill.
Yeah, yeah.
But nothing happened because, you know, Steve Epstein's just gone up there and put in some big culverts and everything was great. It was all going where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, there was a lot of water coming down there.
Yeah, yeah.
Scary too.
Yeah.
The wind howling. I kept thinking trees are gonna come down.
Yeah, yeah.
This morning I spent over an hour cleaning all the brush off the front lawn.
Yeah.
Twigs everywhere.
Yeah.
All the covers on the Japanese maples were off. They put those all back on.
Oh, yeah. So, I guess we can,
Right.
I'm ready for snow.
But you didn't have
I
all the
wanna plow
washouts.
snow.
But you didn't have all the washouts you did last year, did you, or did you?
Not as bad, I guess.
Yeah, I think, you know, you should pat yourself on the back.
Not as bad.
Did a pretty good job.
We got a fair amount,
yeah.
a couple different spots, new spots.
Well, I remember last year coming over to Mary Vanel's house to paint, and the whole side of the road was gone.
There's a few spots that are, and we've got most of them fixed, but a few more spots to go and whatnot. I'm just confused, is it the pond or isn't the pond?
I think he thinks it's both.
Okay, because one minute I was like, he's blaming the pond, and then, no, it's not the pond. Then it was the pond.
Well, you have the right to go up and do something with that pond, too.
The pond is there, but when the pond fills up, it's like everything else, it just runs off.
Right.
And, the only thing that you could do better with a pond is put a spillway that directs it back in the woods
Right.
instead of off to the front and down the side of
Which
the road.
Scott and I talked about, and he was gonna look at trying to do something eventually. The biggest thing is that that's how he gets to the back of his house sometimes, with the tractor and
But
trailer.
he's not
and-
responsible for the water that comes down the road and into his pond.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And like you
Probably
said,
printed those off,
I
but.
did, it's all right. It's not the wrong town, right? All right, this one says town of Baldwin.
Not Bradley. They
Yeah, I mean,
Bradley
it's,
first.
it's a lot of water.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it would, it would.
I mean, we can scrap paving it, and we can put a box culvert in.
That might be the solution right there.
But I think,
It's gonna have to be a shallow, wide one,
Yeah.
because you don't have any gas. You'd have to do like a 4 foot, maybe a 4 foot, well, 4 foot with a natural bed, I guess, which would be a foot of material on the bottom, so it's 3 feet. You'd have to do something
I
that's
think,
8 feet long, or what, 10 feet long.
I think River Road should be priority. That thing's gonna go. It was running over yesterday. Could've gone.
Good.
It was all, River Road was awful soft.
The road's very soft, so is the
I thought I
Saddleback.
was driving on a flat tire.
You drove your car across Saddleback today?
Huh?
Did you take your car over Saddleback this morning?
I went up to the top of Vinnie's place, down over the other side a little bit, and then said, no, better turn around and back.
Surprised you made it up the other way.
Now, are there different areas, well, on different roads, like, do you owe Joe all the land on that opposite side where the water runs down up to Saddleback?
Yeah, but on a bunch of it,
So,
I know all the flooding was my fault at one point. when
I was
we
just
did
gonna say, it's all your fault.
You didn't say that tonight, though.
no, we didn't.
Now he owes you.
Has he?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he told Stevie and I don't know, back in April, I think it was, that it's all this guy's fault, because he logged it, and he's changed the truck, and everything like this. It was all Joe's fault last year, so.
So
But then he
between
met
Joe
you.
and Esty, that's what.
Between the two of us, for terrorists.
Yeah.
I guess Mother Nature isn't at fault.
Right.
I feel bad for him, and I get it, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Can there be a couple of different little
The-
catch basins along the way so that, like Joe said, so that it's not just the one big one?
You're not gonna catch enough of it.
Well, you've got two things working
Just
against you.
slow it down?
You got two things working against you. One, you've got a stone wall right there. The stone wall's, I don't know, what is it, 10 feet off the road?
Yeah.
If that. So you can't do anything with that.
Right, yeah.
And then
I don't care.
90% of it, it's the same height on both sides. Or the lower, or Richard's side is higher than the other side. So there's only certain spots that you can get water to go down across and dump into, not Joe's property, off Joe's property.
Yeah.
There's only a few spots that you can do it. I mean,
My side's lower and it's all swamp there.
both sides are swamp.
Yeah. I just would choose not to build a house in a swamp.
He didn't know that.
Wouldn't buy a house in a swamp.
Well, neither would I. You know, it's like where I built my house, I didn't know.
And I get it, I mean,
There's a place that would drain like that.
it probably was dry for 2 years, but we've had over 60 inches, makes almost 70 inches of rain this year.
Yeah, cause I think last year, he was right, we were in a drought.
I mean, up until December,
Yeah, right.
we've had nothing but rain for the last year.
Yeah,
The full 365 days, almost.
yeah,
We've had nothing but extraordinary amounts of water.
yeah.
He said it came back, I left there at about, I wanna say about 4 o'clock. Cause you and I left here about 3:30, 3:40. I went down and saw you guys working on the, Pigeon Brook Road.
Yeah.
So I went back up, cause, I think Robin had said he wanted us to go up and look at his place, so when I got up there, it was still raining pretty hard. I didn't want to get out of the car, but, went up and, we walked around and looked at everything. It was just a massive amount of water. But within about 15 minutes, it dropped significantly. So that you could actually see the whirlpool where it was going into the big culvert and shooting out. Prior to that, it was just shooting right over. You couldn't see that there was even a culvert full there. And, so by the time I left it, it dropped quite a bit. Well, he said, it's not up to 30 minutes, it went right back up over the road. So it doesn't take much water added, to.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, and the biggest thing is that one of the things with water is it comes in waves. It may rain for 20 minutes, but that won't hit that. That's gonna take another 30 minutes for it to hit that culvert. It's like the Saco River doesn't cross here in Baldwin for 3 days after it rains.
Right, yeah.
The Saco River won't hit its peak crest, I think, until like Thursday, 10 a.m. or something like that. I think the math figured out or something. It's weird, but Conway, it's already there.
Right.
So it's one of those things.
I noticed that yesterday when it was flowing down the road at my house. It stopped raining and all of a sudden it calmed right down, started to get lower, but it picked up again and it came back up again. And I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Well, storm damage, property damage.
I think you
I think we covered that.
That was in good shape. Sorry, I interrupted.
You're right, man.
That's all we talked about, really.
We've got to remind us, cancel the comprehensive meeting, right? Joe, you got anything?
Yeah, I do. Bob had talked about the land over on Canterville, and, we mentioned about logging it and stuff, and I just wanted to say that one of the things about logging, you wanna be really, really open about what you do. Because there's a lot of ways of interpreting what things are worth, and who gets paid what for where, and there's a lot of opportunity to be criticized for whatever you do.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, I mean, wood gets cut, and when it leaves your property, it's low value, and, then all of a sudden it becomes high value later on. Well, you don't see that money.
Right.
Yeah, there's just lots of ways to do this.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to make some recommendations on that. The state forester will come and look at your property, the state, regional forester will come and look at the property and make some, broad general recommendations. And I would urge you to have him come to a selectmen's meeting to do it. The less you have done out of the public view,
Right.
the better you are.
Right, yeah.
Because a lot of people in town know about logging.
Yeah, right.
So put it out there what your advice was, and then you can say, we followed the state's advice.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea, yeah.
And then if he says to log, and you hire a forester, put it out to contract. Get the state forester to help refer you. It must be standard contracts, but put it out to bid.
Oh, yeah?
Put it out to bid.
Yeah.
Just, the same thing goes for the logger. Put it out to bid. And just, my notes here say, be open. I said it twice here, because I just, if you're out in the open public,
Right.
there's just so much less cause for blame. There's huge cause for blame if you don't do that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I think the biggest issue is to know where the boundaries are first.
Yeah, well, that could be,
Yeah.
a forester could be able to help you there. I don't know whether it's in this instance, but I have had foresters mark my boundaries. A lot of foresters are surveyors also, as part of the 4-year course.
Really?
I don't know, I looked in the registry of deeds and all the properties that are up there, and the biggest one, I don't see how we have ownership of. I don't see how we came into possession of it, doesn't mean we don't own it, but there's no trail in the registry of deeds that says, we foreclosed on it, and who we foreclosed on, and I've looked at all the properties where they go back into, I think, the 1930s, and when the property was first purchased, and then it divided up. That particular piece, I see how the piece that, what's his name, Anderson has, where he was logging, I see how he obtained that, but I don't see how the rest of it, that big chunk was, came into town ownership.
I don't know, all I, just from hearsay, from different schools,
Yeah.
they said that this one family owned it, and they just started letting people have little chunks of land, and I don't think they ever even registered it as a
A lot of it was, deeds,
Yeah.
that a lot of it's to family members. But the biggest piece, I don't see, is, we got a problem before we do anything up there. I think, that's the worst thing, I think, is to go up there and start cutting trees that we don't know if they're going to.
Right. My lines are marked. My lines are marked. We mark them every go through and mark them again.
I've really started working on trying to find somebody that would,
And that,
survey it.
Anything else, Joe?
Thank you.
Gary, anything?
I wish I had the money to buy it, all that property. That's what they do it, but I don't think they will.
All we could give you is a quick claim deed.
I know, I don't, I know. I don't know, something I can do, I mean, it's like, I'm old, I have a whole lot of money left, and, I'm not get, hopefully, before I die, but, I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. you. I miss that. Blow my around.
Doug, anything?
No, I don't think I got anything.
Mid washout.
Well, I figured you were, him to call and complain that you wouldn't answer the call. It's like,
He didn't call, he texted.
you texted, when you're not getting back to him, it's like, you're probably busy. I mean, you got other priorities too. Everybody's got the same complaints, their roads washed out.
He texted me, telling me the road was flooding, and I'm looking at all the other roads that are flooding and going,
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
right.
I'm over in West Baldwin trying to make sure that Douglas Hill doesn't become a wash. I mean, that was,
And Norman Blake, I said, I drove by, and I said to Kenny, I said, you should have seen Norman Blake's backyard, and he said, what was it like? He said, he didn't have one.
yeah, it was
It was all, it was all broke.
I don't know, I don't think you could pay me enough to live where he lives.
I've never been there.
It,
I don't know.
I mean, it was almost to his back doorstep.
No kidding, really.
I went by yesterday and his back tires of his tractor were sitting in the water.
You talking about Norman, you talking about Norman or the other guy?
Bridge hell.
Norman. Norman Blake.
Yeah, I love it, he's got a beautiful place there, especially when it's nice, you go out there in the brook, it's running to the, then when
Yeah,
it
it's
floods, like,
a lake.
holy cow.
He gets a lake.
Yeah, you wonder if they have a house.
We're gonna be charging him on lake tax.
Yeah,
Waterfront.
he's not in here, Richard.
Excessive water frontage. It was,
His land, his house was built on Maid's land.
Yeah.
The guy who built it carried the dirt over in a wheelbarrow from across the street.
I believe it.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
I believe that. There ain't much dirt there. Not compared to the water. The guy that owns the deer farm, he don't have a driveway anymore. He's got a swath, I could park the grader inside of it and put a bridge on top of the grader and drive right over it.
No kidding.
It's wide open and
Where's the deer from?
right on the corner of Douglas Hill where Bliss Road comes in.
What?
Where Bliss Road meets Douglas Hill, that field with the fire pond and stuff in it.
Is that the one that's got all those fences?
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
he's got deer
I
in there.
wondered what that was all
Yeah, he's
about.
got deer in there. I don't know what kind of deer, but
Yeah, I wondered what that was about.
they're, some special deer, I don't know. But their driveway's gone.
Yeah,
Gone.
Pretty good gulch in there.
Uh-huh.
It's a pretty good gulch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real big gulch. And I did it to where the brook crosses after Norman Lakes. There's that logging road that goes right along there. It goes out. That one's got a gulch to it too.
Jeez.
We got a lot of water.
Yeah.
We did.
I don't know how Jeff Sanborn's barn's still standing there.
Why did that flood out? I didn't know.
I'm sure it did. The amount of water that they had coming down through it was.
I had to go to chiropractic.
Oh,
I had to go to chiropractic yesterday morning at I'd be there by 8:30, and then I'd be over to the library by 9. And when I went out of the driveway, and I headed towards Hiram. I usually go for the Ward Hill Road, but I didn't. But I got down a little ways, and here's this great big, huge tree, vertical, in the road. And I'm thinking, what is that? And it was hung up on a line, a telephone line or an electric line or something. And I said, what am I gonna do? I went right around it. And it's still there today. And it's got big, like barrels all the way around it, so that people will go all around it.
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't think it's dangerous, everybody's
Bring up
going.
like Christmas lights and decorate.
Everybody's going around it, so, that was really, and that road, I don't know what the brook is, but the one that's off the Ward Hill Road there on the left, oh my gosh, well, there's two people that live there, and they, Ellie Stein, and then this other couple, young couple, and the last time we had a big flood like that, both their driveways washed right out. And yesterday, it was starting to go over the top of the young couples, but it looked all right today when I drove over there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Ronnie Rice's trailer's still there.
Oh,
That's all I had. Washouts.
Wash out.
Working on 'em.
Dale, you got anything? Bob?
We rescheduled for,
Oh, yeah. I don't know, I think time.
you're gonna reschedule with,
Yeah.
Joe.
Later, like, later in calendar. I think she's gonna want, probably do the 2:30 slot. I don't know if that, is there a day that works better for you, Dale, or?
All my days suck, so it don't matter.
And then,
Thank
on
you,
Thursday,
Dale.
Yeah.
Really good on that.
so in the, text message or whatever, I put numbers in there. Thursday, I'm gonna be gone.
Okay.
21st.
Yep,
Okay.
and,
I got rat patrol.
Rat patrol, you shoot rat,
Got a rat problem over at White.
everybody does,
And so they're bringing in the dogs.
yeah.
And I'm
Jack
supposed to be
Russell?
over there. I don't know what they are, but we'll see.
Where's this, your place, or?
No, over in Tri-Town.
Joe.
So-
Oh, Tri-Town, huh?
And, so I'm gonna be there with a shovel, maybe digging them out of the hill and putting the dogs chewing off of it.
Yeah. Jack Russell, my son has a Jack, well, you have a Jack Russell, and that's what they're bred for, they're bred to hunt rats. Oh, no.
Kathy has the rat
Friday,
shop for her
I'm
barn.
busy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I don't know, next week, maybe?
I love watching, Jack Russell's get them. They shake that another shit out of
I mean, I think I'll let it keep dragging on, but anytime after this week would be more ideal than this week, only.
Okay, so I can see what I can do tomorrow, but tomorrow's it, because I'm leaving on the Big Bird, 5:00 in the morning on Thursday, so, you've got their telephone numbers, I guess, too, I can,
I don't know if we're still in, but,
Is,
I can put the message out there, but I don't know if she will respond. Joe, I actually talked to his voice. She does not, have good phone contact, if phone's not always on or whatever, and I email, so, I can maybe,
I'm at the end this week.
she canceled today because of no power this morning, and, last week, kids were sick, staff was sick, or whatever. So, if she's in tomorrow, then I'll try to forever that way, like I said, send an email and just try her phone and do the best we can that way. I would prefer not to text from my personal phone.
No.
Yeah.
We get into dialogues and stuff that I don't want to
Nope.
really do.
here's a sticky for me, I'll
Yep.
write down the number here. You can try to arrange something for us. Next week.
Are we having a meeting on next Tuesday?
On the calendar, I put it on the, website, but I can take that all down if you would rather. I can simply put up there, no meetings after Christmas.
We can cancel it this week, it's okay with me.
So cancel the 26th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna be coming down from Christmas.
Yeah.
And there's no planning board meeting on the 28th?
Correct.
Okay.
Did I see that, Ann is trying to get everybody over there next Wednesday, on the 27th, it's right now. I guess nobody showed up last night.
I did.
You were the only one? I bet, no, Carol
Shane
was
and I,
there.
it was Shane and I and Joe,
Okay,
and,
no quorum then,
huh?
no quorum.
No quorum.
setting the seed, you know, so everybody thought, okay, it's gonna be so,
Right.
so yeah, they're trying to get the 27th to the 8th, I think it was, you'll see when you check the email,
For a regular meeting,
for the one that was mentioned last
Yeah.
night, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the budget,
the budget, and the damage that was caused by
the rats.
all the rats, I read.
Well, I don't know, you know,
You said it was on the 28th, too? I'll check it.
Yeah.
It's gonna rain. I don't know if you know that.
It's gonna rain, is that really?
29th,
On
there
their
you go.
numbers.
Showing rain.
Were you able to find their numbers?
Also, rain.
Okay. Cause she has the work cell phone too, but, that's not set up to take messages and, I don't think she uses it.
27th, she's looking at it.
27th?
Yeah. It should be Wednesday.
But, I haven't heard.
I'll take you with the forecast, it says blowing snow and then the 28th freezing drizzle.
Either one.
You'll like that, you'll enjoy that.
Like Stevie said today, he goes, I don't know why we bought a plow truck, we should've bought a triaxle, all we do is all gravel.
Yeah.
I said, we'll get you some eventually.
came to meet the school.
Yep.
Three.
I just go by, it's too far out to care. Too far out to actually tell me what it's gonna be.
3 days is about all they
Put
do.
it all in here.
I don't even know if they can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they told us we were 2.5 to 4 inches of rain. We got way over that.
You know, if we needed to call.
Do you notice it's around, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock, all of a sudden.
Sun came out for about 20 minutes.
You know what I think that was? I think that was the eye of the storm.
Pick up the phone, see what the land.
Maybe. The back half
Because
is
then
a
it
lot
started
shorter,
raining
that's
like
for sure.
crazy again.
Lots of times it won't,
And sometimes you'll have like a big storm like that, and have like one section, like this section, so there's nothing going
I got
on.
plenty of connection now, but I think there's a cell tower or something about it. And it walked up and-
Cool.
You ever watch The Day After Tomorrow?
when we lose power, we have
Good
no
movie.
cell phone
I've
service.
seen that, yeah.
Takes place in New York City.
I don't know if the bad luck to begin with, but we have a boot.
They talk about the eye of the storm. It was this super winter event, and it came in, and
Because it's a.
I guess it flooded everything, and it was all a lot of water.
Power,
And then-
It was a
put your
tsunami
phone
or something.
in.
Yeah, it was like the tsunami came in, and then it flooded everything and started to freeze everything, and then it cleared right up, and it was beautiful and sunny, but it was the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
And then after the eye went past, it like froze like sub-zero within like 30 seconds.
When I was told.
And people literally, they had showed people like walking and they froze just like that.
Yeah, when I was probably about 5, 6 years.
School's
old,
moving.
I grew up down in a hot spot, like near Kenny Tower, and, I can remember we had a hurricane, and it was scary, we were in the house, and we lived in a really nice place, but anyway, it was blowing like crazy, and wild storm and everything, and then all of a sudden it just all cleared out, and it took us to the outside, and it was the strangest color, and it started like orange, something, and she said, this is the eye of the storm, and I forgot that.
Yeah, it's Cajun.
So it was,
Well,
this is the Kathy. Okay. And Barb and Bradley.
Okay.
And then Clark and Mother. And, I'm the first one picking it out. It's like, I don't know, a long time ago.
Okay,
I guess probably she wouldn't have missed it, but I told her.
okay.
I guess we're all done.